feeling of great triumph and victory.
Let the truth be told. Want the truth, you came to the right show. Yeah. Talk to me, tell me what's going on. Alan and EMJ, we talk about back in the day to up to date, and you know it's nothing but love and no hate. LP Reese gave us the okay. Okay, let's go. Welcome to the Lineage Show. Okay, let's go. The Lineage.
From the front line that march. To my left, march Jose Williams holding his gun. I march next to him. Mrs. King march next to me. Dr. King march next to her. On the way to the Capitol. You hear Dr. King make that speech that day. I sat on that platform, looked out over that sea of humanity, and I had a feeling of great triumph and victory. After having gone through all of the indignities, all the sacrifices, not all seemed great. And I had a feeling of great triumph and victory.
Let the truth be told. Want the truth, you came to the right show. Yeah. Talk to me, tell me what's going on. Alan and EMJ, we talk about back in the day to up to date, and you know it's nothing but love and no hate. LP Reese gave us the okay. Okay, let's go. Welcome to the Lineage Show. Okay, let's go. The Lineage.
From the front line that march. To my left, march Jose Williams holding his gun. I march next to him. Mrs. King march next to me. Dr. King march next to her. On the way to the Capitol. You hear Dr. King make that speech that day. I sat on that platform, looked out over that sea of humanity, and I had a feeling of great triumph and victory. After having gone through all of the indignities, all the sacrifices, not all seemed great.
Welcome to the Lineage Podcast. Welcome to the Lineage Podcast. It is Thursday. Y'all know what time it is, Thursday. Lineage Podcast here. We got a great show. Once again, we appreciate everybody that's been supporting us from beginning to end, beginning to present. Let me say that. We got a lot of things coming up, a lot of great things in store. I'm excited about this year. It's coming up. We are in a new month. We're in a new month. Almost half of the year is gone, y'all. So, hey, take advantage of it. I know it's passing us by. Time moves quick, and almost half of the year is gone. So I hope everybody is right, that trajectory, right where you want to be with half of the year coming up as far as your health, your relationships, your money, and everything. So we appreciate y'all for joining us. You already know I'm going to start the show off. If you don't have the book, Selma's Self-Sacrifice, please get the book. It is still currently on Amazon. I can't show that. It's currently on Amazon. I thought I had the picture. Here we go. This is the title. This is the picture of it, the front, the cover of it. That is a picture of him when he was arrested, when he was charged for embezzlement, beat the case, innocent, was found not guilty of all charges. But that's in the book. I don't want to give too much away. But this is the book cover, Selma Self-Sacrifice. So if you search that title on Amazon, it'll come right up. You'll get it. You'll get a deal on it right now. It's still on Amazon, so get that book. If you haven't booked the tour, the FD Reese Historical Tour, book that tour. We got some things coming up we're trying to do in Atlanta. I don't want to give it away just yet till we get everything squared away. But right now we have a tour that is hosted in Selma, Alabama, starting at the historical site, which is where FD Reese and Aline C. Reese raised their 5 children. It is a historical site in the state of Alabama. We start there and go around to different schools and the courthouse, and we walk across the bridge with you. We talk about all of the things that happened in Selma with the local movement when Dr. King and John Lewis and SNCC and SCLC came to assist Dallas County Voters League with the voting rights movement and all the demonstrations that they had going on in Selma, Alabama in the early 60s leading up to the mid 60s. So please govern yourselves to those 2 things that we got for right now. This is Lineage Podcast. We got a great show today. We're talking about Governor DeSantis. If I'm saying his name right, property taxes. We're gonna get into that. Also, a teacher wrote the N word during a presentation in the school. Macon, I think it's in Macon, Georgia. So we'll talk about that. But first,
Georgia just been getting
yeah,
all the Jim Crow things.
Yeah. Georgia ain't been playing. Is First Nurse ready?
Yeah, First Nurse ready.
Okay, but first, y'all already know what time it is. We got to do things first, right and in order. So First Nurse will be coming to give our health segment of this week. So y'all don't go nowhere.
Before we move on, man, I want to say what's up to all my Instagram people who just joined. I would like everybody who's on Instagram and Facebook to move over to YouTube.
Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about that. We'll talk about that in the show. We're trying to get everybody over to YouTube. We got some things we're trying to do on YouTube. So, without further ado, First Nurse is coming up. So, after this commercial break, First Nurse Kimberly Reese will be coming with our health segment. So, we'll be right back.
I persuaded teachers for the first time to engage in a teachers' march. And so we agreed that we were going to march.
Nice.
We'll stand strong. Where we belong. It's not about yourself.
First of all, serving notice on our nation. It's Dr. Frederick Douglass Reese.
We march. We march. We march. Right to march.
He said, what shall we do? I said, we are going back. He said, Yeah.
Welcome back to the Lineage Podcast. First Nurse Kimberly Reese in the building.
Hey MJ, how you doing?
What's going on? Doing good.
Good.
What you got for us?
All right. Happy Thankful Thursday, everyone. This is Kimberly. I'm coming to give you your dose of health information, your weekly dose. So we are in a new month of June. June actually has a lot of awarenesses. You have the Black Music Month. You have June is also Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month. And it's also Men's Health Awareness Month. I know later on I'm going to go back and talk about the Black Music Month and how music is therapy for the mind, body, and soul. So that'll be on a later show sometime this next couple of weeks. But today I'm going to talk about Men's Health Awareness Month. So going into the next clip, Men's Health Awareness Month is a month that's very important, especially for our Black men. I'm gonna get the information. I've gotten the information from Indiana University. What is that? Medicine School of Medicine. Sorry. And it's coming from the article called Spirit of Medicine. So, June is National Men's Health Awareness Month, and it's a time to remind men of their health issues. And this is the time for men to take charge of their health. Men, we're going to talk about the significance between men and women on the next clip. Men are more likely to have more health issues because they don't see the doctor. Statistics shows only 60% of men go see the doctor yearly for routine checkups, and 40% won't go see them until something is wrong. And when they have a significant other, that's really the only reason why they may go, because they'll nag them like, you need to go ahead and go. Something's wrong. That's not normal. So the significant other will often push them to go ahead and go to the doctor, because for some reason most men don't like going to the doctor to get checkups. So also the overall mortality rate is 41% higher for men than women, and it's higher for men for 8 out of 10 leading causes of death, including heart disease, cancer, stroke, and diabetes. 31% of men suffer from depression in their lifetime, and 9% of the men have daily feelings of depression and anxiety. But only 1/4 of the men talk about mental health and go seek out professional help, and only 1/3 of them take medication. So remember, guys, if you guys are having depression, feeling a symptom of feeling just anxiety, remember about the number I told you guys, 988. You can also call that number and just simply go seek medical help. Well, mental help rather. Prostate cancer is also the second leading cause of cancer and deaths for men in the United States. A man 2 to 3 times is more likely to get prostate cancer if his father, brother, son, if they had it. So the statistics goes up if it's in the family. And also erectile dysfunction affects nearly 30 million men of all ages across America. If you are having problems, seek a urologist and make sure that you're not avoiding the signs. This could be signs of heart disease, high blood pressure, and high blood sugar, having erectile dysfunction. Also, remember, guys, this is the time to go ahead and go to the dentist. Go ahead and get your dental checkup. Go ahead and get your vision checkup. So just take the month of June just to use it as an annual reminder to go ahead and check everything out. And that's all I have for you guys. That's it.
We appreciate that. Look, I got a dentist appointment tomorrow. That's crazy.
Right? You on it then?
I'm on it. I'm trying to be on it. We appreciate. Now, let me ask this. This says, wait a minute.
Okay.
So heart disease and everything, we won't be able to perform.
That could be a symptom. Erectile dysfunction could be a symptom that you're having high blood pressure, because erectile dysfunction is indication of your cardiovascular system. It's not blood flow. If you can't get blood flow down there, it's indication that you're not getting adequate blood flow in your heart as well.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Blood sugars, all of that can contribute to lack of blood flow in your groin, and it could cause erectile dysfunction. It could be indication of something else going on.
Oh man, yeah, fellas, come on now, y'all tighten up. Mental health, which leads to physical health. Come on, we got to get it together. We appreciate First Nurse Kimberly Reese once again dropping them jewels for us and giving us our health tip of the week. We will be right back. Everybody say bye-bye to First Nurse Kimberly Reese. Hey.
Form the front line of that march. To my left, march Jose Williams holding his daughter. I march next to him. Mrs. King march next to me. Dr. King march next to her. Dr. Ralph Bunch, the first African-American Nobel Peace Prize winner, marched next to him. To his right, marched Mrs. Abernathy. To her right, marched her husband, Ralph Abernathy. To his right, marched John Lewis. To his right, marched A. Philip Randall. And then to his right, marched Rosa Parks. That's the front line of that march, moving down Dexter Avenue in Montgomery, on the way to the Capitol, to hear Dr. King make that speech there. And I had a feeling of great triumph and victory.
In my younger years, it wasn't much that I can smile about, but there nothing I would change. And as I think of all the obstacles that came about, it made me the man I am today. Oh yeah, yeah.
Welcome back to the Lineage Podcast. We are back. Got a couple of topics to talk about. Which one you want to talk about first, bro? The teacher or the?
Man, it don't matter.
We're gonna get on governor. Let's get on the teacher first, then we'll get on the governor. So I know this came out recently. I'm gonna show a video. The teacher, another teacher got on this teacher for what this teacher did. So let's just take a look at it.
You know you're wrong. All right, cut you wrong. You dead ass wrong. You know you're wrong. Oh, you're wrong. Let me come right quick with them boys. Let me right on your and see how you feel about it. That's it, wrong. You know you're wrong. All right.
So basically what was going on, I think this teacher was doing a presentation, and I think she wrote the actual N word with the ER. And I think she was trying to do the distinctive differences between the two, but this teacher was Caucasian. And one of the reasons we said I named the show Permission Denied, because I don't know what it is that sometimes when it comes to our brothers and sisters on the other side, it seems as if at certain times they take it upon themselves to think that it's okay that they can judge where the line should be crossed or not. I never understand that, how they can see consistently how things happen over and over and over, and how sensitive that word is, and how, they need to keep their hands off of it. It's like it bothers certain people so much. So in any way, form, or fashion, they try to come up with a way to use it, whether it's saying it, whether it's writing it, whether it's posting something. I know a couple of shows we had, it was a panel where one of the females said she uses it all the time. It was Caucasian female. And some of them don't understand why they can't use it. So I don't know. That's my 2 cents about it. It's mind-boggling to me that some people, and this is a teacher, y'all. This is where our kids, well, a lot of our children, for the better part of the year, for 7, 8, 9 months, they spend 5 days a week with these individuals. And so we got to kind of take that serious. But that's just my 2 cents. I don't understand why they keep trying to walk that line.
Yeah, I think my personal opinion is that what wisdom does, it would have told her to go to the other teachers, the black teachers at the school, and say, this is what I'm proposing. What do you guys think before I put it in the class? Because I could understand the other teacher's emotion at that time. I think he wouldn't have been that emotional about it if she would have brought it to the straight teachers first.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because you give an opportunity to give corrective behavior or action before you present it in front of the children.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, MJ?
Mm-hmm.
These instances, like I said, I don't think I'm not gonna sit here and say that she's a racist woman for doing it. Some people just they doing things they think they're helping, but just because they haven't thought it all the way through, this is what happens, MJ.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got to think, man, you can't do that. I don't care if it's a majority black school or white school. With the day of technology and putting it out there, you got to have wisdom to say, look, before I do this, I already know it's a sensitive subject. Already. This is not going to go well.
Right.
I need to make sure that first I take this to the teachers and think and ask them what they think, especially the black teachers. Let's be honest. And then you have to question yourself, am I the person who needs to share this presentation?
Right.
The color of my skin.
Right.
That's just what it is.
Because
I'll be the one.
Yeah, because I'll be honest, like even with other communities, like when it came to the Washington football team, remember at that time the Indians didn't like Redskins
That's right.
as the mascot of Washington. Um, you're not gonna see me fighting that or saying anything, or even I think their slur is WB. I don't want to say the name because I don't want to get dinged.
Mhm.
But the slur for Indians they call them WBs.
Yeah.
You would never hear me, even if I did some research and wanted to bring some type of attention to
Mhm.
the problems and the destruction that community has gone through.
Mhm.
Myself being a black man, I wouldn't feel it would be me as the image or the face to bring on that presentation.
That's right.
I would go to, if I had to them, a co-worker or some of that sort, and then go ask them and pick their brain and say, hey, this is what's on my heart. This is what I want to teach in my class. What do you think? Or can we collaborate on this so we can have some type of unity and showing as we teach this?
Well, you look at real movements. That's how it's supposed to happen. The people who the change is for supposed to lead the movement. This is why the Black Lives Matter movement was so much nonsense.
Yeah.
Because it was started by some liberal white folks.
Mhm.
It was a money grab, MJ, and it did nothing for the black community. What did Black Lives Matter? Because it put a lot of signs in people's yards.
Yeah.
But what did Black Lives Matter do for the black community? Where is reform?
Mm-hmm.
Where's reparation? Where's all the things that they were fighting for after George Floyd? Nothing. They said defund the police. Now the police are riding around the country with we are hiring on their cars. I always don't defund the police, redirect funding.
Yeah.
Redirect funding to hire people with mental health that can help in certain situations.
Mm-hmm.
But where are those people? Where's Black Lives Matter now? Yeah, everybody got a great hashtag and a sign. But what happened? Because the Black Lives Matter movement did not start with the people. See, the movement with FD now, the civil rights movement, started with black people about a cause that black people wanted to see change.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The voting rights movement, the civil rights movement, that movement started by black people.
Correct.
So all these fake other movements is a money grab.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because people say, I should do this. Let me do it. And you know what I'm saying? You don't really know how to present it, man. And that's just,
Right.
She I'm not gonna call her racist, MJ. I'm not gonna go
I agree.
I haven't seen her social media. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna say she didn't handle that well,
Yeah. I tried to find a name, I couldn't find it, but yeah, I just believe it was just a little moment of ignorance right there. I'm not gonna put a label on her. Now if I do some more research, best believe I'm coming back. Trust and believe that. But yeah, right now I think it was just a bad choice of bad timing and a bad choice, man, when it came to, and you in front of kids. And as you can see, that 99% of the students in her class was black. Like, come on now. Like, come on. We got to use our better judgment with that, especially as a teacher.
MJ, we have to. My thing is this, and I believe in. I think it's some great white teachers out there, man. I know a few who got great hearts, man, who know how to move in a majority black school.
Before, I don't mean to interrupt you. Shout out to Mr. Hamby.
Mr. Hamby, he's retired. I gotta say to Mr. Hamby, man, Mr. Hamby is a teacher that taught at Cedar Grove Elementary for 39 years. He's been there since
39. Yeah, 39.
And he retired this year, man. He taught me, my brother, and my niece Gabby, and he taught my kids, man. Yeah. What a teacher in the community, and we never had problems like this with Mr. Hamby.
Right.
He taught so many of us and our children's, man. It's just He told me one time. He said, "Alan, I knew I was getting old when I taught the mama, the grandmama, the mother, and the child."
Yeah.
I said, "Yeah, you up there, Mr. Hamby."
You taught 3 generations. Yeah.
But what I was saying is that I know some teachers who know how to move in the majority black community. I look at teachers some way. If I look at these white officers, they come in the community. They might come with good intentions sometimes, but they don't know how to move. MJ, they come in our communities, in the predominantly black community, and they moving all wrong. Just the same thing with white officers. You know what I'm saying? They'll stay in Cobb County, but come down in DeKalb County and work. And a lot of them come with ill intentions. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just people got to know how to move, MJ.
Yeah.
Pure hearts.
That's facts. That's facts. We got another subject talking about. Now, I know you want to talk about this. Let me share the screen. I want to show the video. Let me do this. I'll show the video for the people. Make sure everybody can see that. Can't hear it though. Hold on. Here we go. I make sure you can hear. You can hear that?
No, I can hear it.
You couldn't hear it?
Mm-mm.
Okay, hold on.
I can see it or hear it.
Once again, this thing it want to give me trouble. No, I had it right. Here we go.
Tell the bow his head. Let's pray for it.
If I go to Best Buy and buy a flat screen TV and put it on the wall, I got to
Okay, here we go.
pay a sales tax on it, right? But I don't keep paying tax on it every year. I mean, it's just not, that's not how we do things. It's like, okay, if you're going to tax something, you tax it at the transaction and then let people actually enjoy their private property free and clear of the government. So that, I think, is the vision. That's the philosophical insight. And if you think about our founding fathers, when they were proposing the Constitution, in one of the Federalist Papers, I think it was Hamilton, he's writing about, because, there was opposition to the Constitution. They were making a more powerful federal government than under the Articles of Confederation, and people worried about taxation. And they didn't have, obviously, a 16th Amendment, which eventually came on income tax, but basically you were not effectively allowed to do any direct taxation. It had to be indirect, meaning you couldn't just, you could theoretically just apply like a tax on land federally, but it'd have to be apportioned among the states, so practically it could never work. So basically, Hamilton's saying, look, the indirect taxes are the most effective, efficient way to raise revenue for the government, because they basically allow the individual to choose how much tax they want to pay based on how much they're consuming. And there's a security, there's a protection against excessive tax in that regard, because if the government raises consumption tax too much, it kills the golden goose, because then it causes people to stop purchasing as much. But he said taxing property is one of the worst forms of taxation, because people don't have a choice in the matter, and you're just basically drilling these folks over and over again on tax. And so it's an issue that I think's pinched a lot of people, but philosophically, it was not the way that that the federal government was constructed. Now, I understand local, there was a history of it, and that's kind of been the norm. But man, you talk about family of four having the median home price that is purchased in Florida, that's a pretty hefty tax.
I guess I can let you, because that was a long video, but I'll let you break down what he was saying, basically.
Well, my thing is, just in a nutshell, man, I agree with what he's saying. I just want people to see all these years how white supremacy has benefited from federal tax and continue to pay taxes on property. A lot of black folks has lost a lot of land because of taxes. We as black folks were ignorant to understand how taxes work, MJ.
Mm-hmm.
It's very and what they would do, if you don't pay your taxes for 3 years, they can come. Somebody can come in and pay it for 3 years, and then what you would have to do is, they after 3 years, by them paying the property taxes on it, they can own the property. But what they have to give the owner an opportunity before they transfer. They have to give them an opportunity to pay you back those 3 years. And a lot of people did not know about paying taxes on property, especially in our community. And a lot of people lost their land. So it's very behooving to me right now in America today, when you have more, and I know people gonna say he always told me white and black. Yes, I am. There are more white folks dying than being born in America right now. This is why the Ukrainian war and they coming in, the immigrants from Africa coming in is very important, is to extend. And people might say I'm a conspiracy theorist. No, to extend, because they are going to go in and identify with a certain group. Okay, but let me get back to my point. When a lot of blacks was losing land because they wasn't paying taxes, and a lot of people who had money was paying taxes on these different lands, and the black people, when those 3 years is up, we couldn't make it right with the person who had been paying the taxes. Now, when you go back, now that, like I said, white folks been dying quicker than they been born, they got to secure the bag, MJ. They got to secure the bag because we learning. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So we don't want, if we're not growing, how can we change things that we secure the bag? Let's put things in place to make sure we don't lose our property from ignorance.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So what I would like to see, we as black people, to start educating ourselves on property taxes and how things work. But I agree with what he's saying. It's just, to me, what a fine time to do it.
Yeah, the timing. Like now you want to, yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's how that's how they do things, MJ. It's always a reasoning behind what they're doing to benefit them.
Right.
Okay? That's just what it is, bro. That's just what it is.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree. Yeah, I thought about the same thing, the timing. Now you want to, you want to give a break to people who pay their house off, and a lot of us in our community, that's one of the biggest things that we can do. You pay a house off, that helps you out, and it can trickle down to generations, how you can pass property on and stuff, because we know how valuable property is.
Yeah,
Think
man.
about it. Look how long look how it has doubled, tripled, quadrupled over the years.
But they know in today's time, you have a mindset of young people who don't really identify with buying a lot of property, MJ.
Right.
They don't believe in buying the big house, the 3,000 square foot house on an acre of land. And they don't believe in that because they believe in condos. They want to walk downstairs and go in Publix.
Yeah.
They want to go cross to the bar.
Yeah.
They don't want to go out. They don't want to cut no grass. No. We want the gym. We want the amenities. We want the swimming pool, the gym, the little areas that we have fun. It's about them, because in Atlanta, you look at it now, man, you got more high rises and condos down there than anything.
Yeah.
Because they want to walk to work, walk home. They want to order Uber Eats, DoorDash. When they go out, they want to jump in a black truck and they want to ride. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, a lot of I guess in a nutshell, generations before us was taught to work towards comfortability.
It was taught the American dream.
American, right. So retire, that's when you're comfortable.
Yeah.
But the generations now,
I'm comfortable all through my life.
Through the life.
I'm finna find me a work at home job.
Yeah.
Job. I'm finna walk downstairs to Publix, get my Publix sandwich. I'm finna walk my dog in the dog park.
Correct.
Me and my friends gonna meet at that bar right around the corner that we can walk and have a drink or something at night. And if we want to go out somewhere, we put our clothes on and we get our black truck and we ride.
That's right.
That's what they do, MJ.
That's
it's
right.
About them. They okay with a 1,000 square foot apartment, 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and they straight.
Yeah.
That's the area.
Yep. 100%. I look at the what's going on, like by the Mercedes the Mercedes Benz. They building. They just built the Signy over there not too long ago. Now they building condos and everything.
You know, you see that thing gonna be beautiful.
Man, boy.
Well, shout
But I
out to
remember I had a developer in my car, and what he was saying, you know, of course they did it on purpose because they saw, especially when the Falcon season come, those bars around. That's a good radius by the dome, the stadium. They're packed.
Yep.
And so what they're thinking is when it's slow time, like this is the slow time. Like I had the guy in the car what's the rooftop that Maurice saw? What's that? It's not a club, the rooftop. I can't think of the name.
That's the name of it.
Is it Reverb?
Yeah, Reverb.
Yeah. I had him he flew down, he's living here now. They call him and a team of 3 people to help with that when it's slow time, and this is the slow time. But they're developing around that. So when the slow time is here, you'll still have the bars filled to almost capacity because the people living in the area, because right now the people living there, let's just be honest, the people living around that area, when you got the kind of low income homes right there, they're not going to those bars right there. You know what I'm saying? So the condos and everything that they're building is going to bring a different level of people that come around the party and stuff.
And it's about that World Cup.
Come on,
man. You could say what you want to say about Atlanta, man. They gets it done.
They're getting it done.
That World Congress Center down there gets it done.
It's a conference going there every week.
Man, look, I don't know if y'all know, we have our own black truck company. We drive black limos. And every day, all day, we're taking people from the Four Seasons, from Starlight Hotel, everywhere, down to that World Congress Center. Yep. These people don't live here. They come here for their seminars, and they go and they enjoy Atlanta.
Yep.
That's what they do every day, all day.
Yep.
Sunday night, they coming in.
Yep.
You think Sunday, Atlanta Airport is the most busiest day. It's Sunday. I'm telling you. They coming in, and Monday through Friday or Thursday, them folks are in Atlanta going to seminars and exploring Atlanta. And Atlanta is doing a good job with building. Like you said, across from that, Mercedes Benz, man, it is beautiful. I would tell anybody, just come down and enjoy Atlanta, man. Come.
Yeah, you definitely gonna have a lot to do for even with the aquariums and the Hall of Fames and the Centennial Park and the zoo. Like, we taking people there. Like, the conferences that come, the people that come that fly in the midst of their time, they find things to do. It's enough bars, it's enough entertainment in Atlanta.
King Center, Martin Luther King House.
Yep.
And y'all watch out. That's why we're having the Selma in Atlanta tour.
Oh yeah, I ain't want to
come in. We're gonna educate them about the movement, and we're gonna educate them on Selma. So look out for it. The Selma in Atlanta tour.
Yeah. So we're gonna try to educate them while they're here for their conference. It was a accounting conference here that I was taking people to yesterday, day before. It's always conference. It's gun conferences.
The knife conference.
Yeah, it's just they got conferences for everything, y'all. They getting our call. I was like, what? It's a what conference? Yeah, it's a conference where all of the people that got soda can companies. We here for 3 days talking about soda cans. I'm like, good.
I didn't know restaurant the ovens and stuff. That's a big thing. They had a conference on that. The restaurant's kitchen. The kitchen there, all the stuff. Yeah. And they had the conference. I'm like, are y'all serious? Yeah, we flew here from Germany. We flew because they came out with some more kitchenware in the restaurant kitchen that we had to come down here and they showing the seminar. So we here from today to Thursday. I'm like, you telling me companies spend all this money to send their executives to Atlanta for a seminar that they may have they could have looked online and saw. But no, they set that stuff up in that World Congress Center, and them folks go look at it, man. And then when they done, they go out and explore.
Yep.
Hey.
Yep. I can't tell how many countless of cheerleading competitions and volleyball competitions. Yeah, Atlanta is doing it. So but back to the taxes, that it all circles back to that, You know, taxes are good. We pay taxes, and it helps things out, the education system and all of that. But at the same time, like I said, like you said, I agree with Governor and his final stance.
Yeah.
That you pay for a house, man. You shouldn't be. You pay for a house. Most people have a 30-year mortgage. If you blessed, you got the 15-year one. But you pay for a house 15, 20, 30 years, and then taxes get you kicked out of it. Come on, man.
That's crazy. That's the
crazy.
money grab.
Yeah.
You know, I only think the government should take your house, man, only when, you know, they can't find someone passes away. They can't find a close relative. And then you and it's looking crazy. It's lapidated and it's, you know, so now we need to make a decision. But if you pay for the house 30 years, you work hard, man, you sit in it, man, you shouldn't have to pay taxes on it to stay in it. You should just be required to keep the upkeep on that property.
Keep on the property. And if you're going to take, I would be fine if you say, okay, Mr. Reese, you done paying your 30-year mortgage. So your property taxes, this is your land, or your home is on the land. But what we will do, we'll increase your can you increase this tax by 5% that'll go directly towards the school system in your, like, if they did something like that,
yeah,
then you know what I'm saying? I'm with that.
Yeah.
Then I know majority of people be like, yeah, I'm done paying my taxes on my property. My house is paid for. So yeah, increase my giving specifically to the roads or the school system or whatever.
Increase the trash pickup.
Yeah.
Because you gotta pay for that.
Right.
You know, the county gotta pay for that, man. Increase the trash pickup, man.
Right.
Let it go. I never understood why some governments don't allow their trash pickup to come through their county, and you use your taxes to pay for that. I know some people have trash that is separate from the county, and if you don't pay it, they don't come by your house and pick it up. I think that's so stupid.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so taxes, man. Taxes is a thing. We was gonna talk about something else, but I guess we can wait. We can wait for next week. But since Broden brought it out the bag, yes, we're trying to get a tour here in Atlanta. I can kind of tell the story. It was another conference. What happens with us, we get business people like ourselves in our ride at times. Majority of the people that we take back and forth to the airport, to the hotels and different things, and to the conferences and stuff are business people, executive people. Sometimes it be presidents of company. It's all different facets and walks of life get in our car. This particular couple got in our car. They were restaurant owners, but they were restaurant owners. I can't remember the state. Kansas City, because we were talking about the Kansas City Chiefs. But their problem was they were restaurant owners, but they live in a small town where they couldn't keep employees. What was happening is most of their employees that they're employing, they're college kids. So either they have a plethora of employees for the summer, but what happens, even if they're in college and they go home during the summer and the employees going, or the college kids are graduating and moving away. So we started talking about businesses, and of course, me and my brother, I mean, y'all don't know, but we have things about Granddaddy in our car. So when someone asks us about Granddaddy, we always there to spread the word and talk about voting rights, FD Reese and Selma. But anyway, they saw the thing in the car and they started asking. So I started talking to them, and then I said, well, we do tours out of Selma. And of course, I started telling them about the artifacts that we found when we was cleaning up the house, getting ready for the tour, and told them all the things. And the lady said, it was a husband and wife. The lady said, Marvin, why y'all not touring down here in Atlanta? And I'm like, well, we don't have nothing to tour. You know, we got the historic home in Alabama, all of the things that Granddaddy impacted, the schools and you know, all of that in Selma, the courthouse, walk across the bridge with you, it makes sense. But she was taken aback and she was like, well, y'all got artifacts. Y'all are the grandsons of him. Y'all can set up a presentation. Y'all need to be touring something here. His relationship with Dr. King and everything. So as she talking, light bulbs just start going off. And so I called my brother, and of course, once I told him a couple of sentences, then he just ran with it and said, "Oh yeah, we can do this, do that, and do that, do the third." So it's not set in stone.
It's gonna be good, y'all. If you've taken our FD Reese tour in Selma,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to toot our own horn. Go to Vieta, look at the 5 stars, look at the reviews and the comments. It's a tour like none other.
Mhm.
I guarantee when you take this tour in Atlanta and you understand the life of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and the life of the Reverend Dr. Frederick Douglass Reese from a childhood all the way up until their adulthood, how their life shaped and helped move forward the civil rights and the voting rights movement. I guarantee you're going to tell your friends, you're going to tell your family that Selma in Atlanta tour is a tour that you got to take on the way to the FD Reese Historical Tour in Selma, Alabama. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. We're gonna get it together, and I'm excited. I'm doing some things. We're gonna get it together, and like brother said, our tour in Selma, man, we break it down. And what I was telling the lady, and I forgot their names. One day, hopefully, she sees me, and she like Marvin. I'm like, she deserves some credit because light bulbs start going off. Because the things I was telling her, what makes, I'll say this, and as humbly as I can, what makes our story, our granddad's story, our family story, so significant. It's not just the story. See, everything had to play into it. Whenever you're watching a movie or reading a book, you have to have the wow factor. You have to have the facts. You have to have certain things that goes into a great book or a great story. And it just so happens that our family has a great story. When you start talking about granddad, his impact, and that he was overlooked, let's just keep it 1,000.
Yeah.
Now when me and bro comes along and we telling the story, it makes for even a better read and a better story and a better listen because of that. And because we are related to him, and because you see him in all these pictures.
That's right.
And because we have receipts to back it up. See, all of that is like a perfect gumbo. And when I was talking to brothers, like he's saying, we like the Selma and Atlanta relationship is married. Excuse me. So what we're gonna do is break down why Selma needed Atlanta and why Atlanta needed Selma.
That's
And
right.
we're gonna bring it all the way home. So yeah, that's what makes it. Even when you take our tour, you listen to the reviews and you hear the reviews. Those people, once we're done with the tour, their mind is like, I can't believe this. He's hiding in plain sight. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, and the receipts, man. I love the receipts. That's why none of these liars who say they was at the movement and they was leaders, and because they outlived a lot of folk.
Yeah.
That's why they say nothing to us.
Mhm.
We have the receipts. Them receipts don't lie. I can't make up papers from 1963, 64, 65.
Can't
It
make it
is what it is, MJ.
Yeah.
So that's why they kind of ride in the shadows and they kind of leave us alone.
Yeah.
Because they know we know what we're talking about.
Yes, sir.
So when we share something about this movement, believe me, you could take it to the bank because it's the truth. Ain't no lies behind it. It's the
100%.
truth. And I don't care how they feel. Let it resonate in their heart and let them deal with it themselves. But we're going to tell the truth. So our children would know about their ancestors and what their ancestors did, man. And the right story, not the story that folks want to hear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's people that get in the car that have family histories. One lady I was talking to, matter of fact, last night, her family has a history, and she said, by you telling me your family history and seeing the work you're doing, it makes me want to go do something with my family history. Because she was saying she got some history in the southern parts of Georgia and in Macon, Alabama, Mobile, Alabama. And she was telling me some of the things. I'm like, yeah, you gotta, it's time. And one thing I told her, and I said, with how the world is now and how we can receive information, is no excuse. See, it was tougher back then because the information was managed.
It was
managed. It was managed.
Yeah.
So they control what went out.
That's right.
And what went out at certain capacities and what went out at certain speeds. Nowadays, it's no excuse.
Yeah.
So when I told her about granddad, she went back then, she Googled granddad right then, and So yeah, we're gonna get it together, and y'all see us in the streets, and y'all go down Auburn Avenue, just beat the horn at us like the folks do.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you go. We're gonna throw our hand up. You know, we still got a lot of country in country.
yeah. Throw the hand and you see what we like. I'm gonna say the late great Mr. Terry that used to work at Old Dominion. You see what we doing.
You see what we're doing. That's
You
right.
see what we doing, man. So
That's
yeah,
right.
I'm excited about it, and it's just an extension of what we have already built with the help of. We didn't do it ourselves, y'all.
No.
I know we the face, quote unquote, the face of it. But trust and believe, we don't do this ourselves. We got a team, and we're even though through our times where we have to restructure and we have to do this and mix and match this, hey, everyone's patient. So we got a team, man, that really helps us out. So I'm really excited about what's coming down the pipeline with this Atlanta, with this Selma in Atlanta tour. And we also got other things coming up. So yeah, we really appreciate everybody support and keep supporting. Yeah, and I will say one thing when I talk about Granddad, I say I got to give a shout out to FD, because whenever I mention his name, boy, them tips be different.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
The tips get different. Then, well, you mentioned that name, the tips get different.
Yeah, man. Man, there's a lot of spots when we pull up, man. People don't want to get out my truck. They want to sit there, man. We talk.
Yeah.
About them. They always say, man, I want to know more.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you know, because I like to bring it back before Granddad, before the Voting Rights Act.
Mm-hmm.
So I take it back, MJ. I want them to feel, you know, this story. You know, I want it to resonate in your spirit.
Right.
So, and man, a lot of people just like, wow, I just never heard this story. And one thing about it, they say you're so passionate about how you tell it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? From the 5th grade and how we get here. And man, they like, wow.
Right.
So this story, man, it's a great story, man. Y'all, one day, man, y'all gonna see it on one of your streaming outlets, the documentary. It's coming.
Yeah.
The movie coming. No, it's all coming, man. It's all about timing. It's all about timing, man, and God's timing.
Right.
My grandfather was a man of the cloth. He moved in a way he believed in God and God's timing. He wasn't anxious about anything. He knew that preparation and longevity in time and in preparing yourself was just as important as getting the job done. The journey is important. The journey is important. How long? You don't want a microwave product. You want it cooked. You want it slow cooked. We slow cooking this thing. We want to put it in the slow cook in the oven. You know what I'm saying? And so when you slow cook something, you're patient. God honors your patience, MJ.
Mm-hmm.
He honors that you are willing to stay in the game for a long period of time to see it through.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That you're not looking for overnight success. Me and bro been at this since 2017. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's the long game. And it's a legacy. You know what I'm saying? It's not all about us reaping the benefits from it. It's about our children. You know,
you're right, bro. You know what? I don't mean to cut you off, but I want to know. You can go on after this. I know we got to go. I wonder how they felt when they were at that moment. I really want, because at moments, let's be honest, even on most entrepreneurs, they have a moment of not defeat, but they have a moment of second guessing. If you're an entrepreneur and you stayed in the race, I don't care what you say. You've had a moment of second guessing. But I wonder how Granddaddy, John Lewis, and Dallas County Voters League and Selma, how they felt from 1961 to 1964. When they were working diligently, having these mass meetings and teaching. You got to understand, the sharecroppers, people had a 2nd, 3rd grade education. They are trying their hardest to read and to go up there, and that test is changed. And for you to go through that for 4 years consistently, it's just, I don't know. I wonder how they felt.
You look at 9 years, if you want to be honest, to Selma
56.
Yeah. Well, let's be honest. I can tell you how, MJ.
Go ahead.
Those people, if you look at it, those people believe in the unapologetic word of the Lord, MJ.
Mm-hmm.
They understood the word shows you how to go through some in a long period, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing about the word is overnight.
No.
Everything about preparation, MJ. Is about preparation. And everything is about longevity. And so they understood the word of God. They stood on the word of God. And they understood it doesn't matter how long it takes.
Yeah.
Because my faith sees past my progress.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Correct.
And so as long as you have a mindset that your faith is past your progress, you will always stand in the race.
That's
but
true.
as soon as your faith start lacking,
Yes,
and
sir.
you don't have, and your faith does not look past your progress, and you in trouble.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
You have faith that they know whatever we're going through, the things that are not seen and that are hoped for. See,
Mm-hmm.
hope for,
Right.
not seen.
Right. And I know, and yeah.
We haven't seen the Voting Rights Act, but y'all, we know God gonna do
It's
it.
coming.
We hope we're hoping, and we know that what we're going through, what we hope for, says that whatever I'm going through, at the end of the day, is gonna work out in my favor.
Yeah. And
That's
speak
what
to
hope for means.
and speak to your point 100%. You're right. And to speak to your point, it was centered around their faith. That's why even through the work they were doing, remember Granddad used to say, I had prayer, read scripture.
That's right.
So when you center your works around that, then it gives a different level of hope, a different level of perseverance, a different level of resilience.
That's right,
Centered
MJ.
around it when
right.
you sing God. Yeah. So
Right, MJ.
I just want that human. But like I've always said, them people back then were built different, bro.
They built
They're
different.
built different, dog.
They built different.
They're built different.
Our mindset can't last 20 minutes.
Yeah, we got that TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok. It's how we see things and understand things. We have too much screen time because it moves so much. It moves fast. So sometimes you have to, when you're building something, you got to get out the screen. That's why you write the plan down. You sit there and you look at it, you write it down and you look at it. You look at it. You look at it. And guess what? The plan changes.
Of course.
You have to be willing to pivot. Who knew in 2017 when we started the Frederick D. Reese Foundation that driving the limo service would be a part of the plan?
Right.
So you have to listen to God when he say pivot, MJ. It's time to pivot because I'm finna take you somewhere else that has nothing to do with what you're doing.
Right.
But to show you how to incorporate it to
Correct.
get to your destination. Are you willing to be an instrument and let me control you? See, it's so
100%.
much more to what you see on how to be successful in what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? So
that's why I always said, yeah, I know, dog. We can go all day, but even when I said, and I'm gonna write this acronym down, I'm gonna put it in the book one day. I research, I plan, I execute, then adjust. The hardest part for people to do is to adjust, bro.
Right.
You can do all the researches, you can plan, you can execute that thing. But a lot of times we be so focused on them 3 steps. When it's time to adjust, we don't know how to adjust, man.
I would agree with you because the greatest coaches adjust. We talk about Nick Saban.
Yep.
Coming out of halftime adjustments.
Yep.
Bill Belichick adjustments. The Falcons lost the Super Bowl because they did not adjust.
Yeah.
And
they kept the same game plan.
Kept the same game plan. And they did not adjust. They got arrogant and prideful in saying we score. We averaged 32 points a game this year, and we gonna get it. And they got 28. They did not adjust, MJ.
Yeah.
And Belichick did. Nick Saban adjust. Sean Payton adjust. Those coaches who understand, look, we see what they're doing. That's Grenade in them.
Yeah.
They got there. They had a plan. They saw what they were doing. Remember, the adjustment was Martin Luther King coming to sell them.
That wasn't part of the plan.
I'm telling you, y'all, listen to me.
That wasn't part of the plan.
That wasn't part of the plan, LJ. That wasn't part of Snick was out there since 61.
Right.
Dr. King wasn't a part of the plan, but see, FD Reese saw, hey, man, it's time to adjust because what we're doing is not working.
Right.
And guess what? You got people in your corner who don't agree with the adjustment. That's why leaders are leaders, because they are listening to the unchanging voice of God saying you need to go adjust. I don't care what they say.
Right.
Remember, they booed FD when he
Mhm.
invited Dr. King to Selma. But everybody has benefited monetarily off that man standing on that.
Mhm.
MJ, that's the adjustment. The
Correct.
game plan was set. It was set, bruh.
Mhm.
Guess what? It wasn't working. So FD said, as the head coach, as the president of Dallas County Voters League, who was moved, he said it's time to adjust. So this is the plan for the adjustment. I don't care if you agree with it or not. I'm the leader, and y'all follow my leadership on this. And of course, he had Mr. Doyle, Mr. Gittersley, he had Reverend Hunter, he had them. They had his back.
Right.
They said, yeah, Reeves, we got you. And he adjusted, and look what happened. You got to adjust, bro.
Yeah.
Got to. In-game adjustments is so
100%. 100%. We adjust, Alan. You know the phone conversation we have on the daily. We adjusting all the time, bro.
Yeah.
Do you think the Mr. Voter Rights mascot and the tours and all of that was part of the plan? It was not. Not our plan. Not
right.
our plan.
But God knew it all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Living God, MJ, living.
Yeah.
He ain't dead. He's coming. He's gonna rise again. We serve a living God. I don't care. This podcast, hey, we come from the church. This is what we believe in. We don't stop anybody from coming.
Right. Right.
That's and because at the end of the day, my salvation is set. If you want to know about Christ, I'm gonna let you know. But I understand here on earth, we got all type of beliefs. But a lot of us who are black, we got a median goal that we want black people to move forward here in America, man. And regardless of your belief system, I'm willing to work with you. But you can't change my belief.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm standing on that. My grandfather in their movement was on the principle of God. And God led them. And that's how we continue. We are going to continue to do. Leaning on God's unchanging hand, MJ.
That's right. 100%.
Yeah.
I know we done went over time, man. We appreciate y'all listeners. We pivoted, we adjusted, you know what I'm saying? We started talking. So yeah, hey, everything, if y'all have any questions, if y'all want any topics discussed, once again, I always say, y'all know how to reach us, hit our DMs, send it to us in Messenger, and we'll definitely discuss it. It's some people that sends me stuff that we try to work into the show all the time. So we appreciate y'all joining us. Remember, like First Nurse Kimberly Reese said, it is Men's Health Awareness Month. Fellas, take care of yourself mentally, physically, spiritually.
That's
all
right.
of that.
Go to the doctor. That's right.
Go to the doctor, man. Go to the dentist. Go to the eye doctor. Go get your physicals and all that. Like I said, I got a dentist appointment tomorrow, and I'm there. So, and I came a long way listening to my wife. And Kim, I got to give her that credit because my wife be pushing me to go to the doctor. Sometimes I be like, I ain't going. And then when I go, they be like, Mr. Reese, you should have came. And so, you know, I must admit that. So
I want to add one more.
Go ahead.
To it. I want a lot of people to start practicing fasting in your life. I believe a lot of people, their breakthrough is coming. And I believe your breakthrough is coming through fasting and praying. I believe in this season, God has called a major corporate fast for us to embody, MJ, and take that on. We stop putting so much in your mouth and use that time in prayer and saying, God, I really need this breakthrough. I ain't gonna hit you with Joe Hasselfat. I can go down the word and talk about how fasting works. I'm telling you, I believe that when we fast, the word talks about when you fast. So that it wasn't a question. He said, when you fast. And I believe that a lot of people who's looking for a breakthrough, I don't care if you're looking for a breakthrough in your children's life, I don't care in your own life, whatever you're trying, financial breakthrough, I don't care what it is. I dare you to fast and watch God work. I dare you. That's all.
With that, we appreciate y'all joining us. Listen, like I said, any questions, anything, y'all, any concerns, hit us up. Feel free. Y'all know we reachable. But until next week, we appreciate y'all joining us, and we'll see y'all. Y'all take care of yourself, take care of your family. We'll see y'all next week.
The lineage.